Welcome back to Across the Board with E and the Colonel here on Hawk Radio, hawkradio.org. As always, we bring you the biggest bands in the entire world, no matter where they're from. We also bring you great bands that are up and coming, that are well known in sort of their section of the world, but aren't globally known yet. We have one of those bands right now, and that's not to demean them.
Right.
They just haven't gotten the word out to everybody yet. So this band was actually recommended to us by our listeners.
Right.
This was we had this band on by popular demand. So Audiafauna is the band. Kelly, the lead singer, is with us right now. Kelly, how are you?
I'm good. Hello from the West Coast.
Yeah, absolutely. So calling from, you guys are from what, the Santa Monica area, right?
It's Santa Cruz.
Okay.
So we are about the mid-west coast of California.
Still both beautiful places. So no matter where you're from over
It's got to be a
in
lot better than here.
SoCal, yeah, it's ridiculously hot here right now. But so tell us a little bit about the band Audiafauna. Like I said, first off, the website is audiafauna.com. That's AUDIAFAUNA.com. Audiafauna. So tell us a little bit about the band. Introduce yourself to the world.
Yeah. So my name is Kelly, and we are a 6-person band that has grown kind of organically. We started with just me and the guitarist, Krikor, and we actually met at a thrift store and found that we could both make music together. And, you know, it was Hinu, the drummer, who lived across the hall from the violinist, who met the cello at a jam, knew a bassist from the friend of a friend, and before you knew it, we were a band.
That's the way it always should be. It's one of those happenstance, circumstance type things that, you know, when you get the band together, it actually sounds good. It kind of gives you a little bit of insight as to what to expect from the band's future. It's almost like it was a meant-to-be type thing. And how would you describe the sound of the band to people who have never heard it before? I mean, it's definitely unique in its own. How would you describe it to people?
It's actually something it's tricky to nail down an exact genre. We often, at our shows, will ask our fans, so what do you think our genre is? But, you know, I like to think that it has some aspects of everything, kind of its fortes in soul and folk, but also with a little twist of some electronic.
Right.
And then, of course, we have our classically trained string section. So it's a mixture of all these things that really just capture raw emotion in a way that I think, you know, aligns with what everyone is feeling.
And I understand that too, because I mean, when you look at the diversity of just the instrumentation of the group, you know, you have your natural sounding strings, but you also have, you know, the electronics in it as well, and that's
right.
And then you know, bring in the guitar, and it gives it such a unique sound, and that is what makes the band as great as they are.
Yeah, you can kind of mention bands that you might sound like, but you guys truly have your own unique personality in sound. I would say maybe Florence and the Machine kind of meets Rusted Root on a chill day. That would be my best way, I think.
Definitely see that.
But yeah, you guys have your own sound, which is absolutely incredible. So, Kelly, tell us a little bit about you know, any touring that you guys have done so far, and who have you met that has made you starstruck, or who would make you starstruck?
Holy cow! Okay, well, let's see. Our first tour we took part in was last summer. We had bought our first ever tour shuttle bus. We call her Essie. And we took her on the road up to Seattle, where, thank goodness, there was a river along the way, because that was our shower. But, you know, we met a lot of interesting, weird bands that way, and it really helps you align what kind of music you want to make. But I think it's the touring and meeting different groups of people and playing at different venues and different stages. We've played at like farm gigs overlooking oceans, and like the sun is setting behind us, and we've played just recently we played in Davis, California at our first ever festival performance. It was really exciting. There's 6 of us on stage, so to have a big stage where we could actually move around and not worry about getting hit by the bows from the strings or the flailing guitar. But it's really, we're learning how to morph to any environment. We can turn our set into kind of a more electronic feel. We can boost it up to a dancey feel. We also have a lot of mellow songs that we can, work with whatever kind of band we end up touring with. And remind me your other question.
Who would make you starstruck?
Starstruck. Oh, boy. Some of our best experiences have been just after a gig, jamming with the other musicians we meet along the way. It's not necessarily meeting these big-name people that really gets us inspired. It's the ability to write new music with your peers or be inspired, write a song about just weird travels you've had along the way or I don't know. I think really it's the fans that inspire us the most, and who maybe make us feel starstruck. Kind of, it's just like, whoa, is this really happening? Is this music, like more than music? Almost, it's just like reaching not only people's ears but people's hearts, and I think we're feeling a lot of that in turn.
And you mentioned writing about your experiences on the road. So are we going to see a song soon about that infamous river that you met along the way? And do you guys carry bathing suits with you for that purpose when you do that, or was it just a spur-of-the-moment thing?
Yeah, I'd love to write about the river. It was strange, actually, in our little mini tour we had last weekend up to Northern California. We were like, oh, here's the river we were at last. And we were driving along the road in our huge shuttle bus, and we're like, oh, man, that was the exit we had to take. So then we were trying to, pull a Yui in this huge highway, and we end up pulling a Yui with our shuttle bus exactly to the spot that we stopped at last year. It was, kind of a mistake of an adventure, and it was crazy because it seemed like the planets aligned just for us. So maybe this river does have to end up in one of our songs.
I would think so. It definitely sounds like you're being drawn to it for some reason.
Pretty wild. Across the board with Ian the Colonel, with the Colonel and E, depending on how we're saying it today. And Kelly Koval, it's Koval, right? Am I saying that correctly?
Correct.
Okay. Kelly Koval, lead singer of Audiafauna. Again, Audiafauna, not audio, but Audiafauna.com is the website. Check these guys out. Incredible band. Kelly, if you knew you had 5 to 10 minutes left to live, what one song would you want to listen to or play? Can be your song or anybody else's in your last moments.
The band is probably going to hate me for saying this because I'm just a little kid about it, but one of my favorite songs is The Lion Circle of Life. And I've been trying
the Elton
to do
John
a
song
cover of it for so long, but I guess that might have to be my solo project. But it's so true.
The cover.
I mean, as cheesy as it is, we're all in this together, and I've had a chance to just belt that song out at the top of my lungs, and it grounds you. It reminds us that we all have a Mufasa in our life, and we all have a chance to just be kids and live it out.
So then what would you say would be what would be the ultimate achievement for you in your career then? Would it be selling, getting a platinum record? Would it be touring to different parts of the globe? What would be that crowning achievement of your career?
For us as a band, we really just want to get to the point where we can share our music with people who really care about, I guess, the sound, and just people who really want to hear it. We're not out there to be the next Britney Spears or whatever. We just want to share our music with people who really care about creativity and inspiration. And I think it would be great if we could make a living doing something we love that could also have an impact on other people. So just touring around the world and seeing different places, but at the same time, be able to live our lives. In our band, we have someone who has their PhD and is teaching at universities. We have someone who's a master in music and gets to teach, elementary kids how to play music. We don't want to lose the ability to do other things in our life. We all have loved ones that we want to hang out with, and art that we're interested in, and we by no means want to lose anything. It's just finding a balance between the love of music and the love of life.
Kelly, what's the best advice you've ever been given, personally or professionally, and that you would want to pass on to someone else? The best advice you've ever been given, personally or professionally.
I'm not going to be able to think about the best advice I've ever been given because there's so many intelligent, wise people out there, and I think it's ultimately doing in life what you can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you live once, and you have all these opportunities to partake in each day, and so take each day as it comes.
Good. Well, I like that. That's good. Again, Audiafauna.com is the website. Kelly, how else can people get in touch with you? Again, you were recommended to us by listeners all across the country, but we need to make you global. So how do we reach out? How do fans? We have people all over the world literally listening right now in Africa and Europe and Canada, all over the place. How can they hear more about you guys, and how can they request that you come out to their section of the world?
Yeah, we're really excited that we're being played throughout these radio waves, but I think we just love hearing from people either in person. I mean, you can find us on Facebook. Just type in Audiafauna on Facebook. You can reach us on Gmail at audiafauna@gmail.com. I don't know. I think someday we'd love to meet you and just talk to people. Person to person is incredibly better than any other electronic purpose.
Yeah, connection,
yeah, better than any electronic connection. But that's what we have sometimes, and having those fans on Facebook who are able to say, like, come visit us here, or thanks for the performance last night, like, that means a lot to us, just to know that people are listening and that we do have, even if it's electronic, a connection.
Absolutely. Well, again, Kelly, we really appreciate it. Audiafauna, check it out. You can listen to the music on the website. You can listen to it streaming right there. You'll become a fan instantly, like with all the bands that we have on, just nothing but incredible bands. And go out and see them if they're in your area, or get in touch with them and request that they come to your area.
And keep up with them on Facebook. I'm sure there'll be tour dates on there, let you know when they're coming to your area.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, again, Kelly from Audiafauna, thanks so much. We appreciate it. We'll be back in a few minutes here on Across the Board with Ian the Colonel on Hawk Radio.
HawkRadio.org.